A man led his horse through the joyful, crowded festival streets. His name was Phoebus. Hidden beneath his cloak, he wore the golden armor of a captain in the royal army. Puzzled, he stopped to check his rumpled map. It should be around here somewhere, Achilles, Phoebus muttered to his horse. Perhaps we took a wrong turn. Achilles whined and sidestepped around a man playing a flute. Prancing close behind was a white goat with a gold ring in his ear. A delighted crowd pitched coins onto the street as the animal danced as a young gypsy woman waved a tambourine. Phoebus stopped to watch and tossed a few coins. The gypsy woman looked up at him and smiled. Phoebus smiled back. He'd never seen such a beautiful woman. All of a sudden, a young gypsy boy on the edge of the crowd whistled in shrill warning. Esmeralda, he cried to the gypsy woman. The money! Esmeralda fell into her knees, scooping up stray coins into a hat. As she found the last one, two soldiers pushed her way through the crowds. The shorter of the two wore a littered stripes. The other was a surgeon with a bushy mustache. They yanked Esmeralda to her feet. All right, where did you get the money? Demanded the lieutenant. He snatched the hat from her grasp. I earned it, protested Esmeralda. Give it back. He held the hat above her head. Gypsies don't earn money, they steal it, his Cremain proclaimed. Esmeralda reached up to the hat. The lieutenant raised it higher. She licked him hard in the shin, and he yelped with a pain. The surgeon grabbed Esmeralda by the wrist. Maybe a few days in prison will cool you down, he said. Deshali, shouted Esmeralda, springing into action. As the man lost his balance, Esmeralda broke free. She and Deshali darted past Phoebus. Phoebus raised his eyebrows. Very impressive. He thought, very impressive indeed. This furious soldiers charged forward. Phoebus pulled hard on Achilles' reins and blocked their way. Achilles, sit, he spoke. At once, the insulted animal sat down on his sergeant. Hey, get this thing off me, he cried out. Oh my, I am sorry, said Phoebus with a mock concern. This horse is impossible, and he can't be taken away anywhere. Esmeralda, watching from a safe distance, grinned. Then she and Deshali vanished into the crowd. The lieutenant drew a dagger. I'll teach you a lesson, peasant. As Phoebus flung back his cloak and unsheathed his sword, his armor was revealed. Recognizing Phoebus's rank, the soldiers snapped to attention. At just the surface, Captain, he stammered. Phoebus pulled up to the reins as Achilles lurched up and stood. This sergeant scrambled out from underneath, glaring, jumped on his feet and directly saluted. And now you two, Phoebus said, I wish to be escorted to the Palace of Justice. The infamous Palace of Justice faced an opening square packed with festival goers. Phoebus stepped from the sunny days into the building's gloomy halls. I am looking for you, Judge Frollo, he told an approaching guard. Down in the dungeon, the guards answered, gesturing to a stairwell. He's overseeing the punishment of the prisoner. Phoebus found his way down the winding stone steps. Torturing flickered on the damp walls of the fat water bugs, surly past his feet. Every now and then, the crack of the whip of the dark silence, the lashes sounding closer as he descends the stairs. Frollo, standing at the open cell door near the foot of the steps, greeted Phoebus. Ah, so you are the gallant Captain Phoebus, home from the wars, he said. Reporting for duty as orders, sir, answered Phoebus. I'm looking forward to working under the command. Your record as a war hero precedes you, said Frollo. I have no doubt that you would be a vast improvement over the man who formerly served under me, he added, gesturing towards the cell. He provided more unsatisfactory. A hooded man calling long leathered whip stepped out of the cell and retreated down the hall. I am finished with my work here for the moment, said Frollo. Come, I wish to show you something from up on the colonnade. Phoebus followed Frollo back to the steps and onto the wide balcony lined up with columns. Tell me, what do you see? Said Frollo, pointing to the noisy festival crowd people. Phoebus leans against the colonnade railing and gazed across the sunny square. People are having a good time, he asked. Mild, comfort people, Frollo corrected them. You've come as to Paris in her darkest hour, Captain. It will take a firm hand as yours to save as many weak-minded citizens. From what? Asked Phoebus. From the gypsies, Frollo told him. Phoebus was surprised. Gypsies? What they've done? They are bad influence on our people, Frollo explained. They do whatever they please, go wherever they like. His eyes narrowed and his voice grew harsh. For 20 years I have fought to keep them under control, and yet for all of the excess they have thrived. Frollo then noticed a line of tiny ants along the stone railing. They marched past his hand and disappeared beneath a crack. He lifted a loose piece of the railing. Hundreds of disturbed insects swarmed out from the hidden nest. Looking at the ants, he continued, I believe he had a safe haven within the very walls of the city. A nest, if you will. He sneered. They refer it is in the Court of Miracles. What are we going to do about it, sir? Asked Phoebus. Frollo smashed a brick down, crushing the ants as the nest. I see, said Phoebus. You've made yourself clear. Frollo smiled. Now let's go see what those peasants are up to.